All right, guys. I'm going to be covering this war. I want to be covering this war. So, this artist right here has made like this huge, giant, you know, logical argument, right? And like has been hitting it point by point. So I really want to cover this, right? I think this is definitely a a great response and trying to tell people who don't understand this thing what the perspective of the artist is and like why it's important, right? So, because I've been getting a lot of responses myself, and like they're like, oh, this and that, like, oh, it's just technology, oh, it's just like the camera, like it's like no, none of that. Okay, so first, right, this guy Logan Preshaw, right? He's a viz dev artist and art director. Worked on Valorant, LOL, Arc 2, and a lot of and Avatar 2. So he's got some credit to his name. He's a professional, right? And here is his huge response, right? And we're gonna go through it chunk by chunk, right? So this might be a longer one, but that's fine with me, right? Here we go. This is the democratization of art. It cannot be, since it occurred without existing artists' vote or input. The technology is built directly on the back of artists' work without permission or compensation. It has adverse effects on the livelihoods and are left to run rampant. Yes, this is like, it's not about like, oh, now everyone can do art. Like it's like, oh, now people can't get hired now because they think that that companies think that the AI can just do whatever it wants, right? Which it can't. You know what I mean, right? Here we go. This is just like how humans learn. An AI-based image is not a person. It does not have a human level comprehension and cannot be inspired in the same way. This has been acknowledged by neuroscientists such as Henning Beck and deep learning experts. There you go. See, it's not a person. It's not. It's a robot. Okay, it's a machine. Here we go. It's worth pointing out that a human artist is not an instant online service developed and owned and maintained by a company. Money given to artists lands in the pockets of many thousands of independent laborers. Money given to AI is in the hands of a few select companies. Yes, yes. That doesn't sound like democratization at all, right? Like this is like the companies are trying to save money, and then like these AI companies get to make like billions of dollars, just by taking the work of anyone, just like, woo, willy nilly. I'll just take this from this person, this source. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's theft. It's all theft. Okay, right? And so people are like, oh no, but it's like legally. So it's like you look at it, you see with your eyes, and you're like, they totally stole that. Okay, like we don't even need to have that stupid argument anymore, right? There's so many artists that put the original and put the other one in comparison, and you look at them, and you're like, it's plagiarism. Okay, you could see with your own eye. I don't need to argue this point anymore. Okay, people have proven it many times. Okay, how many times do people need to understand that, like, oh, the AI is not very good at hiding its fucking homework. Okay, it's like, oh, you copied the homework. Oh, I just changed a couple words here and there. It's still a fucking copy, right? You could totally tell. Anyway, so you're trying to stop progress. Progress would have taken the livelihoods and rights of artists into account and developing a technology that respects common ethics. Current image AI does none of that. Data and copyright exploitation is not progress. Yes, agreed, very much. Okay, because it's like oh, this is just the technology. It's like there is no regulation of any of this. Okay, it's like this is like massive copyright infringement, okay, on a giant scale, and no one just ever dealt with something like that. People are like, no, it's fine. This is the technology of the future, and it's like, you're bullshit. Okay, this is bullshit. This is just it's just like NFTs, dude. It's gonna be it's the new thing, and it's like, no, it's this huge unregulated mess. Okay, that's gonna collapse upon itself. Okay, this is so stupid. Here we go. You're a luddite. Let's see. The ethical concerns around AI extend far beyond the concept of a new working method. They raise important questions about abuse and exploitation of data. Yes. You'll also become acquainted with what the Luddites are actually stood for. Okay, this is whatever. I what I'm angry about right there is like, you know how personal data is seen as like a very important thing, right? That you don't want out there, right? Well, obviously that's out there, but like with art, it's even more because it's the culmination of your work and your talent. Okay, and it's just like we could just take that. We could just take that. It's like it's data now. It's just data now, right? We'll just take your image and like kind of like and then like make it something new, right? It's like it's not real. Okay, this is doesn't work. Okay, it just doesn't work. This is bullshit. All right. Let's see. AI does not breach copyright. Overfitting would strongly disagree with you. A diffusion model AI could spit out an image identical to the one in its training data at any moment. All diffusion-based models are prone to this, and the stability AI admits to it. There you go. Even they understand that the AI is limited and will often produce a similar result to what the image was in the first place. Okay? Here we go. AI doesn't contain artist images directly. Image AI is trained on the dataset of images, and it is true that the images data does not remain a one-to-one in the final algorithm. However, the quality of the algorithm's output is almost entirely dependent on the contents of its database. Yes, which means that the database, okay, it's inspired. Okay, it's inspired. It's like that's bullshit. Okay, without the database images, right? Without the images that they have, there would be no there wouldn't be an image to create. Okay, they require the database in the first place. Okay, and that database is taken from other artists. It's stolen. Okay, without permission. Okay, on a mass scale. On a mass scale. Okay, like plagiarism in the artist world is seen as a horrible act that like blacklists you. Okay, right? And you had to actually make something to plagiarize. Okay, except now it's plagiarism on a massive scale. Okay, and we're supposed to be like oh, it's the future, that's okay, it's like no, 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 there has to be some kind of regulation here. Here you go. If you took all the copyrighted images out of available data set, the quality of the images AI would the resulting image AI would exponentially reduce. Yes, without the database, it would be shitty as fuck. Okay, their capabilities are defined by the presence of the work the developers do not own. Artists' works usually is used in the developmental phase without permission. Considering that many of these models are profitable services, that means that commercial product is being created directly through the utilization of content with variable licensing, much of which disallows them to use in a commercial product. Okay, I think what he's trying to say is you're not licensed. You're taking licensed images. Okay, without it, it's like you shouldn't be allowed to create something using this licensed thing, right? And often, yeah, it does take stuff from products. You know what I mean? And then they use that product to sell the AI. You know what I mean? So there you go. As mentioned before, overfitting is a thing. This means you have a commercial product capable of reproducing copyrighted works that were directly involved in its development. Not to mention that it would not be as capable as therefore profitable without the presence of said work. There you go. Yep. Stable Diffusion is open source. What's the problem? Artists' work can be designated with a variety of licenses. Open source is subject to a license, which in many cases will not match the licenses artists applied to their work. Developers do not have the right to apply whatever license benefits them to content they don't own. An artist's work should be subject to licenses and use they impose upon the use they impose upon it. Not freely reallocated within the whim of a company. Artist work in the developmental phase of AI software raises many legal questions. Yes, exactly. Because when we create something, we will create an image. Most of the time, you license that image to the company, okay, so that they could use it in their thing or whatever, right? Just by the creation, there's a license. There is a legal contract with that product now, okay. And companies can't take it and use it for their own rights, okay, lest they get sued. And then, but here is the AI who does it on a mass scale, and because it's so massive and used as training data, people think, oh, like now it's okay, but it's not okay. It's not approved. They've taken billions of licensed images, okay, for their data set, okay. So yeah, on a legal terms, these are new things, but it means that there has to be some kind of ethical laws that limit what the AI can take from, what it can't take from. Okay, if you're like, hey, do AI cool with me, you could use it, right? Then you have to let that be known. Okay, but I think in most cases people are not okay with it. Okay, the data is precious. Okay, our work is precious. Okay, and like it makes me so angry. Here we go. Your art is on the internet, is ours to use. That is a fundamental misunderstanding of law. DMCA's takedowns and copyright exist for a reason. Even if current laws contain oversights that allow scraping or scrapping, that is subject to adjustments based on rapidly changing landscape. Yes, this is out now. You can't take it back. These tools were made available to the public by companies which can and should be held accountable for their actions. Yes, technology isn't an unstoppable force devoid of regulation, and actions from both user and devs can be mitigated. Yes, people act like the AI it's the oncoming storm. It's this crazy force. We can't stop it, dude. We can't stop the machine. It's like no. This is a program made by a company. Okay, and companies can be regulated. Okay, like people are like, no, this is the future, man. This is the future. It's like this is just an algorithm, dude. Okay, that is stealing from millions of artists. Okay, if we see it for what it is, okay, then we can fight it, dude. Okay, if you just see it as this like, oh, this almighty force, then we're gonna lose. We're gonna lose. Okay, but you know what, dude? There are professional artists who actually work in the industry, who actually give a shit, and they know what they're fucking talking about. Okay, so all these stupid arguments that I hear left and right, I'm like, here you go. Look at this one. Look at this. Okay, look at this video. Then you'll understand, dude. Here we go. Let's see. Technology should not be treated as something that is constantly thrust upon us, leaving us powerless to stop or alter it. We have the power to provide input and adjustment to emerging tech, and are now exercising at a most and exercising that at a most crucial time. Here we go. Exactly, I agree. So you're just anti-AI? No. Skeptics are fighting for an environment where AI development cannot exploit work/data we believe it never had any right to use, and where the adverse effects on many people's livelihoods are mitigated. If AI was built and introduced responsibly, there would not be an issue. Agreed. All technology requires friction and adjustment to benefit the lives of everyone that it affects, and all technology is subject to adverse use by those with ill intent or by belligerent, self-interested idealists. Yes. Oh my god. It's just like when the camera was invented. Image AI is not a camera, nor akin to any other invention. The practical similarities are extremely meager in any case. AI brings with it a slew of unique social and ethical concerns that the camera and prior inventions did not. Yes. This is not a camera. This is making a false person with a false camera taking false pictures. Okay, right? This is not a tool. Okay, this is an entity. Okay, like if anything, AI artists aren't artists. They are people who help the AI create. They're the AI assistant. Okay, this is stupid. Okay, here we go. This type of argument is simply reductive. There may be a loose similarity to previous events, the camera, printing press, etc., but the implications of the technology and the way it's built are entirely different. It does not invalidate the criticisms being expressed now. Yes. We can't simplify it as like, oh, it's just some new technology. It's like, this is beyond anything that has ever been created. Okay? And so we need to be able to tackle this correctly. Okay? You know, like, it would be one thing if there was an AI and then artists who like actually wanted to submit their work into it to see what it does, right? That could be fine. okay, that would be ethical, because it's like it can't take from people who don't allow it. If you allow it and you put it in there and you say, okay, you could use my AI, you could use my pieces as data, fine, okay. But since it's scooping from everyone, it's not okay. Okay, like each image has a license to it. Okay, so can you imagine, like like how many images used in the data set? Okay, like if they revealed the images in the data set, then it would be seen as a giant copyright problem. Okay, which is extremely important nowadays. You know what I mean? Okay, so all right, I think that's it. I think that's basically the big giant argument right now. Um, and you know what? It was well made. Okay, it's like I think he did a really good job. Okay, so let me know what you guys think. Okay, this is a developing situation. I'm gonna keep on it. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna keep you guys updated with this stuff. Okay, and just to see how this progresses, because I am very interested, and I know you guys are interested too, right? All right, thanks a lot.